Hello, all of you, dear students. Welcome to the third class exclusively for direct taxation final. So here we are. We have completed basics of income tax in the first class. Who is the SSE? What are the types of the persons? What is the difference between circulars and notification? One thing pending I'll cover up at the end. That is how to read a case law. I did teach you how to read the sections, the subsections, the clauses. So how to read the case laws, because some of the important case laws also we are going to do. The second class was very important, concentrating on the tax rates, the slab rates, the flats rate. And the highlight of the second class was maximum marginal relief. 5 marks exclusive question is asked. I hope you all have practiced the solved problems which I have given you. And that same is applicable for company also. Some of you are asking doubts, so I want to clear it. In case of partnership firm also it is same. If the income of partnership exceeds 1 crore and 1 lakh also or something, then how much tax you need to pay along with the surcharge? 30% flat and 12% surcharge. If the income is up to 1 crore, just tax and ECES. So additional tax minus the additional income. This is what relief I am asking. And I've told you all the logics also so that you don't have to remember these steps. Right. Keep revising that. These videos are there in the YouTube also, basics till 5-6. So you can revise from there also. Okay. Next important concept we have done in the last class is unutilized basic exemption. Unutilized basic exemption is, suppose your normal salary income, business income, house property is only 2 lakh. And for you, basic exemption is 250. So remaining 50,000 unutilized basic exemption, can you set it off in the short-term capital gain or long-term capital gain? Yes, you can. Okay? So this is all we have done. Anyone is having any doubt? Otherwise, some instructions before I start today's class. Any more revision? Yeah, special income, special rate of tax, lottery and all casual income 30%. If there is a raid, undisclosed income is caught up 78%. Long-term capital gain on shares 10%. Short-term capital gain on shares 15%, and so on. Okay, right. Now, today we are doing something very, very important asked for 8 to 10 marks problem in the last 2 CMA exams. And that is alternative tax regime. Tomorrow we are going to do alternative minimum tax. What are all these? We discussed slab rates and tax rates. That was routine tax system which we are doing through years. From the financial year 2021, that is last year, say, one more alternative tax regime is started. That is, by choice, you can pay the tax in a different way. And this is optional. Ma'am, who can go for it? How to calculate? And then we will solve the problems. That's what is target today. Alternative tax regime, very popularly known as section 115 BAC. Okay. Alternative minimum tax is minimum tax which you need to pay subject to some conditions. That is the topic for tomorrow. Once we complete all these problems and tax rates, from Monday, the decided topic is theory, not theory, but very beautiful and weightage wise, very important topic, return of income and assessment procedure. Now only I'm saying in assessment procedure, there is a major amendment in section 147, that is income escaping assessment. And this is definitely going to be asked for 6 to 8 marks in the frame of question. So then again, we will do that again after doing some theory, return of income and all, we will do charitable trust problem. Then some survey and rate theory, then we will do math problems. So this is the flow of the class. So neither it's going to be only problems, nor it's going to be all theory. Okay? International taxation we are going to do last. Yes, right. Now, let us begin with today's topic. And already in YouTube twice I've made earlier videos and put, but there's a special class for all you final students, and many of you are doing it after a break. So listen carefully. Alternative tax regime is a different way of tax calculation allowed to individual and HUF, but subject to some conditions. Okay, if you want to go for normal tax rate up to 250, nil. 250 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. In alternative tax regime, 30% tax is starting after 15 lakhs. Here 10 lakh, there 15 lakhs. So when, we always say that whatever we get, we need to pay the price for that. There is something like basic funda of the life. Yes or no? Huh? If you get some success, you need to pay the price for that. You must have slogged day and night. You must have worked. You must have missed few things. And right now, so many of you are committed with your job. Hats off, I'm saying. And I feel so enthusiastic being a part of your story. After your job, also, you're listening to these classes and preparing for exams when you all are working at so senior post. So now, like this, alternative tax regime is asking you to pay peanut tax. But to get something good, you have to forego something. Then simple logic is take something and give something. They're saying, oh, you want to go for alternative tax regime? Then you're not allowed this deduction, this expense, this. So like this, there is a list which is not allowed. And then you compute your tax. This is all done by softwares practically, but exam mein to for 10 marks you have to do what is your normal income and normal tax, what is your new tax regime and new tax, compare which is beneficial, go for it. Ma'am, do I need to do this every year? Every year do I need to make a choice? Answer is yes. If you are not having business income. If you are having business income, decide you want to go for a normal scheme or the new scheme. If you want to go for new scheme, continue doing that. Once you come out, no, ma'am, enough of new scheme. I want to file my return. Once you come out, you will not be allowed to go in. Some of you may be feeling, ma'am, itna sara oral bata rahe, na kuch draw kar rahe, na kuch likh rahe. So whatever I'm saying, everything is printed in your books. If not, I'll give the booster notes. This was just a introduction. Is my volume, speed and everything clear? Just put me some messages. AC, all clear. Slab rates ho chuke hain hamare. Marginal relief done. Yeah, this is also very important. You should know how the taxes and all are rounded off in the multiples of 10. ठीक है? Right. Chalo, let us start. Okay, section 115 BC, option to pay income tax at concessional rate. And I gave you a new name, which I want all of you to write in your PDF. You all have the print or not of the PDF, it will be good so that you can do 3D, 5D makeup like I'm doing. Alternative tax regime. Many of the books are calling it as new tax policy. Alternative tax regime, new tax policy. ठीक है? Right. As per section 115 BAC, individuals and HUFs, whatever I'm teaching today, I taught you slab rates for individual and HUF. Now this is also individuals and HUFs. They have an option to pay tax in respect of total income other than income chargeable at special income special rates. Okay, 111, 812 ये नाम है sections के. But you already have this list, dear students, here. These are special incomes, special rates. But for normal income, individual and HUF have got option to go for this new tax rates. Up to 2,50,000 nil. 250 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh there. Here 5 lakh to 7,50,000. 10%. 750 to 10 lakh, 15%. 10 lakh to 1250, 20%. 1250 to 15 lakhs, 25%. Above 15 lakhs, 30%. Is this clear to all of you? So there it was 0 to 2.5 nil. I must write it here so that you all can compare. 2.5 to 5 lakh, it was 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, seedha 20%. Above 10 lakhs, it was 30%. Nice. So what is the difference here? For every 2,50,000 increase in the income, the tax rate is changing by 5%. 250 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 750, 10%. 750 to 10 lakh, 15%. 10 lakh to 1250, 20%, and so on. Clear? Now, AMT liability not attracted. Individuals or HUFs who are going for this are not liable to pay alternative minimum tax under section 115 JC, which I will teach you tomorrow. That is also a payment method. Yesterday also a payment method. Today, these three are parallel. That's why I am also taking it initially only. Any confusion is there, I'll clear by the time you do the third one tomorrow. So if you are going for alternative tax regime, you need not go for alternative minimum tax. Rebate is available here also. Ma'am, if my income is 4,80,000, can I go for this? Yes. Can I still avail rebate? My income is less than 5 lakh. Then rebate is the relief in the tax up to 12,500. Answer is yes. But rebate is only for resident individual. This scheme is for individual and HF. Can you please put this in block in your book and write down these two names also? Alternative tax regime bhi likho or new tax policy bhi likho. ठीक है? Right. Special income, special rates, surcharge rates are same. Up to 50 lakhs nil. 50 lakh to 1 crore, 10%, 1 crore to 2 crore, 15%, 2 crore to 5 crore, 25%. Above 5 crore, if your income is 37%. Okay. Now, tax is always calculated on income. Surcharge is always calculated on tax. ESS is always calculated on tax plus surcharge. This I have made you write in booster notebook. All of you, those who have joined today, a regular notebook where we are going to solve problems and a booster notebook where we will write the gist of whatever we are learning. ठीक है? Right. For the first chapter, booster notes ही है वो सब जो आपने लिखा है. Right? Now, same rates are applicable for non-resident, senior citizen, super senior citizen. Ma'am, I'm filing written for Mr. Raja. And Raja's age is 82 years. How much will be the basic exemption if he goes for this concessional scheme or new scheme? What is the basic exemption for Raja? 2,50,000. Genuinely, if he goes for old scheme, anyone in the class? Raja's age is 82 years. If he is going for the old scheme, what will be the basic exemption for Raja? Anyone in the class? Quick.
5 lakhs.
Yes. 5 lakh. Very good. 80 years and above it is 5 lakh. Dear, those who are answering 3 lakh today, I don't know, camera is giving some trouble. No, it's going on and off. 3 lakh is for 60 years and above. 80 years and above it is 8 lakhs, 5 lakhs.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And good response. So clear to all of you. If you are going for this scheme, after another 45 minutes of good explanation, I'll be solving the problem. So listen carefully. After going for this scheme, basic exemption for everyone, senior citizen, super senior citizen, non-resident is only 2,50,000. You will not get the additional basic exemption of 3 lakh and 5 lakh. Okay. Now, following are the conditions to be satisfied for concessional rate of tax. I told you, you're getting a benefit like anything. Here above 10 lakhs only you're paying 30% tax. Here up to 10 lakhs to only 20% of tax. So when you're getting something, you need to sacrifice something. And they say, while computing total income, deductions, exemptions would not be allowed. Underline this, would not be allowed if individual and HUF, they opt for this. First one is leave travel concession. You know, we are going by the flow of exemptions and then heads of income. So I hope everyone in the class knows section 10 is the list where exempt. For some or the other reason, the incomes are exempt. So 10.5 is saying leave travel concession. Now, dear students, this I'm trying to revise the provisions also. So isse aapke heads of income will also become clear. That's why I'm saying I'll take more than half an hour. Leave travel concession is in salary chapter. If you are traveling in India, then your first class train ticket or your economy class air ticket can be paid by your employer and it will not be taxable in your hands as perquisite. But like in 4 calendar years, 2 leaves are allowed along with family, your children and spouse and like that. Okay. So that leave travel concession you will not get if you want to go for this. House rent allowance. You know, companies have 2 options for employee. Very popularly, you know, जैसे हम गाने गाते हैं ना, ऐसे dialogue बोलते हैं students. Ma'am, RFA या HRA? What is RFA? Rent-free accommodation. Dear employee, you stay in the rent-free accommodation which is owned by the company. Company is having a apartment wherein 10 flats are there. Employee, you can stay there without paying rent. That is called as rent-free allowance. Rent-free accommodation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about house rent allowance. Company will give you 5,000 per month HRA, house rent allowance. Then whatever you want to do, you stay in a 50,000 house, you stay with your parents, you stay as a paying guest, you stay with your dost, aap kahin bhi raho. We will give you fixed 5,000 HRA from the company, house rent allowance. Ma'am, but my actual rent is 8,000. My actual rent is 3,000, nothing to do. But under section 1013A, you get deduction for house rent allowance. How to calculate? When I solve the problem, I'll tell you. HRA deduction you will not get if you are going for alternative tax regime. Clear? Next, under section 1014, exemption in respect of special allowance or benefits to meet prescribed expense relating to duty or personal expense. You know, for example, companies giving you uniform allowance and you get uniform stitched, or companies giving education allowance for the children of the employees, hostel allowance. So like this, some allowances are given by employer to employee, you will not get any deduction, exemption. 1017, daily allowance or constituency allowance for MPs and MLAs. MPs and MLAs, whatever salary they get, this is like, you know, GK for all of you. Today, the film stars, cricketers, celebrities, they're all, you know, in this gang of MPs and MLAs. Their income is, their salary is not taxable under that salary. It is taxable under that. If you want, you can scribble. Salary taxable. I'm giving you a lot of extra information because I know it is necessary. Huh? Otherwise, 1% also exam oriented focused, but yes, zaruri hai. Salary is taxable under income from other sources. Are you all with me? Why? What is the first condition of salary chapter? There should be employer-employee relationship. So MPs and MLAs are not employees of the company. They're not employees, they are not servants, they are giving their valuable service. So actually, the salary what they get, they're using the word salary, it's like honorarium. We say, no, out of love and respect, we are paying you, though this is not worth the work you're doing and all. In short, salary received by MPs and MLAs is taxable in income from other sources. Allowance is exempt. But if you are going for alternative tax regime, allowance is not exempt. ये सब नहीं मिलेगा. This benefit you will not. In short, it will be taxable. Ma'am, where it will be taxable? Other source. Let me tell you one more thing. If you are a working partner of a partnership firm, you are getting salary. This salary will be taxable under business head for you. You are working partner because you are giving more time, energy to the firm. That doesn't mean you are employee of the firm. So working partner, getting salary, bonus, commission, remuneration from partnership firm, we'll do this again in a topic called assessment of partnership firm, but just saying you all, this is a beautiful knowledge. Jisko aise channi mein se chhan lena, we take this trainer and important things only go down like this. It should be clear. Next, section 1032. Any layman you ask, अच्छा क्या मालूम है income tax में? Slab rates, business related TDS rate, and minor. For every minor, the parent gets deduction up to 1500 per child. Maximum up to how many children? क्या पता, दीप्ति मैम सब नहीं पढ़ाते ना. It's like two-way learning. You also have to teach me. Up to how many minor children I will get exemption 1500 per child. Income is exempt. Anyone in the class? No limit. 3 children, 4 children. Can we divide? I'm not having 4 children. I have only one son. Listen to me. 4 children, can the SSE divide? 2, I will tax it in my return. 2, you tax it in your return. कैसे होगा? बोलो. No. We have a topic called as clubbing of income. And it says, it's very harsh. It's very harsh. It says, whoever parent is having higher income, all the children's income will be clubbed in his hands for the first year. And then every year his hands. So we are 4 real sisters. All our income used to be clubbed in the hands of my father because he was earning more. So now, minors' income taxable in the hands of the parents since 1961, since the time I was student, 1997, hamare zamane mein, and now 2022-23, it's the same. 1500 per child, they give you exemption. Chalo, all the income you are bearing, no, take emotional deduction. But koi change nahi hai emotional deduction. This will not be allowed to you, dear students. If you want to go for alternative tax regime, minors income clubbed in your hands, pay full tax, no emotional deduction of 1500 per child. Are you scribbling this extra? And anyone in the class not having PDF printout, please take it so that you can do this 3D makeup. And if you're not having, write it in your booster notebook, running notes. ये सब नहीं मिलेगा, but कितना मिलता था वो भी तो मालूम होना चाहिए ना. You will not get all this, but how much you are getting, you should know. This revision is because many of you have had a gap in inter and then final. So I'm discussing. If you're going to office, working every day, doing articleship, you must be knowing all this thoroughly. All right. Tax holiday, like we had 2 days Dashera holiday. Income Tax Act is saying, oh, you are a SEZ. SEZ is Special Economic Zone. Every state is having a zone, a area. If you set up your business, your trade, your manufacturing, your service, whatever activity you're doing, in that, you just need to export that and government is giving you a lot of benefit. So if you want to export handicrafts, rather than having your manufacturing unit in the heart of city, go and locate in the outskirts of the city. In Telangana, in Hyderabad, we have in the outskirts of city an area, you must have heard the name. I'm saying little pura detail mein because you all are learning from India. So it is called as high-tech city. High-tech city is a different part of the twin cities. Hyderabad se alag hai. There, if you set up software industry or anything, and if you have foreign clients, you don't have to pay any tax in India for 10 years. Simple. This is section 10AA. Already section का नाम भी लिखा है. ये अलग से भी कल पढ़ेंगे. We'll solve problems for this also. They say tax holiday. Ma'am, why like this? We gave 2 days holidays because spending time with family on festival is important. Government is saying, oh, you are doing exports, you are doing a superb job, more money will come into India and our position will increase in the rupee and all that. So government wants to encourage export. So if you are a newly formed export oriented unit, till 10 years, tax holiday, bye-bye. You earn, you develop your business, don't worry to pay the tax. After that, some nominal tax, like that it is. So the gist is clear to you. Yeah, one part is over. So ask me now, is this clear to all of you that these exemptions are given in routine? But if you are going for alternative tax regime, leave travel concession, no. HRA, no. 1014, all allowances, uniform allowance, education allowance, hostel allowance, no. MPs and MLAs allowances, no. Minors income 1500, emotional deduction, I call it, no. Tax holiday, no. Tax holiday ka koi benefit nahi milega. You have to pay.
And
Yeah.
last one, tax holiday.
Last one, that is,
Tax holiday.
yeah, your unit is located in SEZ. Tax holiday means, suppose this time you have done an export turnover of 10 crore and you have earned a profit of say 10 lakhs. So on 10 lakhs, you should pay 30% tax. But if it is your first year, you don't have to pay any tax, nil tax. First 5 years, no tax. After that, 50%. After that, 30%. जो आपका normal tax है ना, they are asking you to relieve you from that. So that rather than burdening you for income taxes, they want you to encourage and concentrate on your business. Got it? Like this, many benefits are given for exports in the GST also. That's why I said you all should read and come what is special economic zone, export oriented under trading, free trade zone, FTZ. In सबको benefits मिलते हैं. Now, starting with heads of income. What will not be allowed in every head? Okay, right? So let us see what will not be allowed in every head. Standard deduction. I told you if you're getting income from salary, flat 50,000, you will get standard deduction. You will not get it if you are going for this. So no. Entertainment allowance. A very small deduction of 5,000 is given to government employees, not very important for exam, but it's a part of your syllabus we are doing. Oh, nahi milega. PT. Every employee, you ask anyone working in the companies, what are your pay skills? Yeah, my package is 20 lakhs, but I say card code ke haath mein 17, 18. So what is that card code ke? TDS gets deducted, profession tax gets deducted, and so on. So PT, you will not get. Except above, all this is allowed. So now what is allowed? Transport allowance granted to handicapped. Handicapped employees, whatever, handicapped employees, they of course need allowances. Either company has its own bus and all, so it will become perquisite. Otherwise, they can come by their own and they get allowance. So up to 2,400, it is exempt. That benefit will be given. Conveyance allowance, daily allowance, these benefits will be given. How much? You need not worry. So what will not be given? Standard deduction, entertainment allowance, profession tax. Okay, right. Let us go to the next one. So these all will not be allowed. Section 10, salary mein what is not allowed? Standard deduction, entertainment allowance, and PT. Frankly, these are the 3 deductions which are allowed in routine. In salary, they are not allowed. Now coming to house property, Interest on loan in case of self-occupied is not allowed. Let me tell you, dear students, house property mein self-occupied property means I am staying. So what will be the rent I pay to myself? Nil. GAV will be nil. NAV will be nil. Interest on loan is allowed. So many people, when they buy a house for themselves, they take housing loan for 10 years, 15 years, and in EMI, they pay interest plus principal. So interest is allowed to be deducted. So we show loss. So they are saying interest is not allowed to be deducted. In business head, depreciation is allowed. But manufacturing companies, they take benefit of additional depreciation. So additional depreciation is not allowed. I'm repeating, normal depreciation for business head is allowed. But if you want to go for alternative tax regime, you cannot deduct additional depreciation, which is given to manufacturing companies. Then, deduction in respect of approved research association, Indian companies, notified social research, national laboratory, university. This all stands for scientific research deduction. You can write here, scientific research deduction. Not only related to my business, I am into teaching. I am having professional income, but I want to encourage IIT, National Laboratory. In Hyderabad, we have a biggest research lab, which is called as DRDO, some defense related research lab. So I want to donate for scientific research, 10,000 rupees. So they were all getting a deduction. If you go for alternative tax regime, scientific research you will not get. Some of you may be thinking, ma'am, how to remember this? It will come. That's why I'm taking these things initially, as and how you watch the revision videos for house property, for salary, for business head, you will get this for sure. So scientific research deduction, NA, not allowed. Additional depreciation, not allowed. 35 AD, investment linked tax incentives for specified businesses. Superb. There are some specified businesses which governments wants to encourage, like 2-star and above hotel, multi-speciality hospital, slums they are removing and making towers, so such housing societies, or warehousing business, or production of fertilizer in India. So such kind of businesses which are encouraged in India, for them, revenue and capital, all the expenditure was deductible under section 35 AD. Okay, so that deduction you will not get. 35 AD deduction you will not get if you are going for alternative tax. Frankly, I'll tell you, 35 AD deduction mein they allow revenue and land ka cost nahi milta, building and all. So it is so huge, you are actually into losses only. You don't end up paying any tax. Are you getting? If you are a registered construction company who is just developing the slum and making tower, and those slum people only you are giving the flats, like this, some projects and work, you can avail a deduction of your capital expenditure also in the P&L account. Revenue to milega, capital bhi. But if you go for this, you will not get. So 35 AD not allowed. 35 triple C, deduction in respect of expenditure incurred on notified agricultural project. So notified agricultural project is like some training and all is given for farming. So all those deductions will not be allowed. I hope you all know agricultural activity is a huge business now around us. We never used to see kiwi and dragon fruit and sweet corn the way we are seeing now. So this is because these are like have become businesses, flowers, fruits, organic vegetables, and lot of training is given for doing all this. So all those deductions you cannot claim. Next is income from other sources. Capital gain may no change. Income from other source may, if you want, you can write the heads of income also. This is section 16 is related to salary head. Only house property से related ये एक, this one is only their interest on loan not allowed. These are all related to business head. BH, business head. Capital gain, no change. Income from other sources, only this one. Only this one. Family pension. Deduction in respect of family pension. Then let me tell you little more we will discuss in detail for family pension. When an employee retires, he gets pension from employer. It's a kind of fixed payment he gets after retirement every month, and it is still taxable under the head salary. I'm repeating, pension received by employee after retirement from employer is still taxable under the head salary. The reason why employer-employee relationship. But if the employee is deceased, his widow or children, his family members, they get family pension. That is generally taxable under income from other sources. And deduction is 1/3 or 15,000, whichever is lower. 1/3 or 15,000, whichever is lower. But if you go for alternative tax regime and if you receive family pension, fully taxable, no deduction. Nice. ATC to ATU, deduction other than employees' contribution towards pension scheme and deduction for new employment. ATC to ATU, once you get your gross total income, no, dear students, you get huge deduction. PPF, ATC, Mediclaim, ATD, education in loan ka interest, AT, and so on. You will not get any deduction if you go for alternative tax regime, except employers contribution to pension scheme. एक होता है ATCCD2, or new employees. If new employees you're joining your business, then 30% additional deduction you get under 80JJ. ये दो को छोड़ के, leaving these two, no other deductions you will get. Next condition is certain losses are not allowed to be set off. Carry forward or depreciation from earlier assessment year if such loss or depreciation is attributable to any deductions above. Now, when I say scientific research, deduction is not allowed. So because of scientific research, in 1819, I had a loss. I'll just show it with an example, so it will be clear to all of you. This second and third point, let me go to the notebook and just 1 minute. Yeah, I'll write one example here. See how. In previous year 18 and 19. Okay. In previous year 18 and 19, my business income was rupees 50. We are into concept. So I'm taking 10 rupees, 2 rupees. Let crore rupees be for TV serials. है ना? वो लोग करोड़ों के नीचे बात ही नहीं करते हैं, जाने. So your business income was 50 lakhs. Now you started a nice specified business where you get deduction 35 AD, 40 rupees. And say you are getting additional depreciation 10 rupees. Then you are also claiming scientific research 20 rupees. So finally there is a business loss. How much is the business loss? 20 rupees. Can we carry forward business loss? Yes. How many years? 8 years. To be set off in which head? Business head only. Next year you cannot shift to other heads. Business loss is set off only in the business income in the next year. Now we are in this year, say 21 and 22. This time my business income is say 90 rupees. Can I set off this loss if I'm planning to go for section 115 BAC? Generally, from business income, earlier years loss I can set off. But here, this business loss of 20 rupees I cannot set off. It will lapse. Ma'am, uska kya hoga? It will lapse. Because if you are going for alternative tax regime, you cannot set off business loss related to item which is not allowed in deduction. Are you allowed 35AD? No. Are you allowed additional depreciation? No. Are you allowed scientific research? No. So related to that loss, see, when deduction is not allowed, how can you set off that loss here? Not allowed. Ma'am, तो उसका क्या होगा? It will lapse. And you have to pay the tax on 90 rupees as per alternative tax regime. Check, is this example clear to all of you? You want to note down or is it clear? Yeah, if you put me a message, I'll see your response. Simple it is. If deductions are not allowed related to that, you cannot set off that loss in the running year. Ma'am, other than this, normal loss can be set off? Yes, no problem. I'll tell you one more thing. One more example 2. In the previous year 18 and 19, there was business loss due to normal depreciation. Well, already if there is a loss, still charging the depreciation, it's mandatory. So they said increase the loss. So normal loss was say 5 rupees, and additional normal depreciation, sorry, was 5 rupees in that year. Additional depreciation was 3 rupees. Because of this, there was a business loss of 8 rupees in 1890. Now coming to our previous year, say 21 and 22. My business income is 50 rupees. Can I set off business loss related to normal depreciation? Answer is yes. Can I set off business loss related to additional depreciation? Answer is no. This additional depreciation you have allowed, you have to add it back in the block of the asset. I'm taking this topic initially, but generally, like, what do I say? Because it is tax rate and new tax rate asked too many times in your exam. Am I right? Those who have attempted last time. Abhi problem karenge, to problems are very easy. It's like I'm opening up the whole basket. Ye bhi hai, ye bhi hai. So when you listen to the revision videos of the business head, of the salary, house property, you will understand. But is this clear to you? Additional depreciation deduction is not allowed. Then loss set off karne ka to sawal hi nahi hai. Not allowed. Ma'am, but there is loss due to additional depreciation. What about 3 rupees? It will lapse. Now come and read this. It will be clear to all of you. Just 1 second. Come and read this. It will be clear to you. Yeah. While computing total income, carry forward of depreciation for earlier assessment year, if the loss or depreciation is attributable to any deductions, NA, not allowed. You can write there. If it is attributable to any deductions like scientific research, section 35 AD, not allowed. Under the head house property with any other head of income would not be allowed. House property loss you cannot set off with any other head. Normally you can, but if you are going for alternative tax regime, house property, under house property loss with any other head of income would not be allowed. Now I want to clarify something here. House property self-occupied, there is no question of loss, dear students. Why there is no question of loss self-occupied mein? Because only interest is allowed, and they clearly said here interest on loan in case of self-occupied property not allowed, so no loss. So loss will come because of let out or deemed let out property. So under the head house property with any other head of the income, it would not be allowed. So you can set off, isko bhi example likhenge. Can we all write here? Refer example 1 and 2. And I'll see if I can make the PDF of that OneNote and share it with you. We will save time of writing. And now यहाँ पे लिख दो example 3. I'll explain this also with the example 3. So that if you want, you can refer this running notes. Example 3. Example 3 I am giving, like self-occupied, no chance of loss. As interest on loan NA. I am writing NA for not allowed. ठीक है? Self-occupied में no chance of loss as interest on loan NA. DLOP, deemed let out property and let out property loss can be set off mutually. You know, loss can be set off mutually. What is that mutually? House property 1, 50,000 profit. House property 2, 25,000 loss. What is the total income from house property? 25,000. Are you all with me? Can I set off loss mutually? Yes. But loss cannot be set off outside. You cannot set off the loss outside and carry forward if you are going for alternative tax regime. That's what it is saying. Mutually you can set off, but suppose there is a loss. If income from house property, there is a loss. Bracket means loss, dear students. We don't write minus sign in direct taxation. Bracket means if there is a loss in house property, cannot set off with other heads. You cannot set it off with other heads. You can set it off mutually, but you cannot set it off with other heads. On the screen, I have put an example. Is it clear to all of you? So this is all about the losses. Yes. Now, depreciation under section 32 is to be determined in prescribed manner. Depreciation in a block cannot be exceeding more than 40%. You all should know now, highest rate of depreciation is allowed on books and computers and all, that is 40%. Okay. Additional depreciation cannot be claimed. I want all of you to write here MCQs. ये पूछ सकते हैं. Alternative tax regime, normal depreciation is allowed, additional is allowed, both is allowed, none is allowed. MCQ. So, alternative tax regime, normal depreciation is allowed. Additional depreciation is not allowed. Clear to all of you? In case of individual and HF opting for 115 BAC, total income should be computed without set off any loss brought forward or depreciation from any earlier years. Where such loss or depreciation is attributable to deductions, such loss and depreciation would deem to have been already given and no further deduction will be allowed. So you cannot set off depreciation and losses if they are related to above asset. Unabsorbed depreciation and business loss from the previous regime. Section 115 BAC, additional depreciation brought forward business loss cannot be set off in new tax regime, even if it pertains to previous year. For example, 10 lakhs is unabsorbed depreciation. Pehle ka, your unabsorbed depreciation can be carried forward for indefinite period to be set off in any year, koi bhi year mein. So just an example I have given here. 10 lakh is unabsorbed depreciation, of which 6 lakhs is normal. and 4 lakh is additional. While 6 lakhs can be set off, 4 lakh additional depreciation is added back to the WDV. It cannot be set off. In short, brought forward business loss can be set off only related to normal depreciation, nothing else. Nothing else. Additional depreciation and brought forward business loss cannot be set off, even it pertains to earlier years, except related to normal depreciation. Suppose I told you in 1819 my normal depreciation was 6 lakhs. And because of that, loss was coming in that year. Can I bring that now and set off in this year? Yes. Additional depreciation? No. Other business loss? No. House property loss? No. Okay? Right. So these are all the limitations. Here we have completed all the 5 heads and conditions. Unmute and speak up, and those who are watching it as a recording, I know this more repetition is required. I'll put it in YouTube also so that you save your views in the app. Frankly, I am always on your side only. So आप देखो ये video को 2-3 बार, and we are solving the problem, so that will also make it very clear. But right now, did you follow that if you want to go for these payment of taxes up to 5 like this and then 10% and then this, then rebate is allowed, special income, special rate and all, no seniority benefit. This can also be asked in MCQ. Excuse me. Certain deductions, exemptions and all are not allowed. Salary, standard deduction, entertainment allowance, PT, not allowed. Okay? Right. Next. Income from house property, self-occupied may interest on loan, not allowed. Business head, scientific research, additional depreciation, specified business, not allowed. Income from other sources, family plan का जो deduction है, not allowed. ATC to ATU, no deductions are allowed except ATCCD, pension wala, and ATJJAA, that is new employees. Yeah. And then losses, carry forward or depreciation from earlier if loss or depreciation is attributable to any of the deductions above is not allowed. Income from house property, loss you cannot set off with other heads. Additional depreciation loss is not allowed. Normal depreciation loss is allowed. Just a second. Yeah. Now, in case individual and HF, if set off or any loss brought forward or depreciation for earlier where such loss or depreciation is attributable to above, then it will not be allowed. Unabsorbed depreciation, I gave you this example. Now let us see other conditions which are asked in 1 mark question. 1 mark commenting question, 4 mark they will make something like that and ask you. ये बहुत पूछते हैं and very scoring, this part. This is like, conditions I'm teaching you. Conditions we will study now. Concessional rate would be applicable only if option is excised. In case of individual and HUF not having business income, such individual and HUF, the option has to be excised along with return of income for previous year. In effect, such individual can choose whether or not to excise the option in each year. Every year, he may choose in 1 year and may not choose in another year. Clear or not? If you're not having business income, salary, house property, other source, capital gain, you can decide every year, okay, this time I'll go for alternative. This time I'll go for the old one, new one, old one. You have a choice every year. Now, if you are having business income, the option has to be excised on or before due date for furnishing the return of income from assessment year, because this started from 2021 last year, 21-22, and in once such option is exercised, it would apply compulsorily. Once you opt in, your tax will always be calculated as per alternative tax regime only. Option can be withdrawn only once if it was exercised by individual or HUF having business income other than the year in which it was exercised. Thereafter, the individual or HUF shall never be eligible to exercise option under this section, except where such individual or HUF ceases to have any business income, in which case above shall be available. Are you all getting? So once you are having business income, then you opt in, and continuously it will be done like this. If you opt out, you are never allowed to go in. Thereafter, individual and HUF will never be eligible for this option except when he ceases to have business income. Till I have business income, once I come out, I cannot go in this new scheme. And if I stop getting business income, now I'm on the retirement verge, तो अभी कोई business income नहीं है, सिर्फ other source है और थोड़ा सा house property. Can I change it again every year? Answer is yes. If you have any confusion, unmute and speak up now or use the chat box. I'm telling you, one-liner commenting questions are asked, and these are like common sense. If it is very clear, common sense भी नहीं, इसको बोल सकते हैं कि ऐसे concept है. If you understand logically, you will never forget it. So ask your doubts if you have any. Yes. All clear or not until now? Sometimes your like chat box is very active. Some of you are joining after the hectic day, no problem. But if you have any doubt, ask. Is this all clear? At least put AC. Thank you, thank you. Preferably do join with the laptop so that you can take part in the chat, you can unmute, you can raise your hands, ask doubts. So once you opt in, continue. Once you opt out, never go in. For whom? Business people. For others, open every year. Chalo. Consequences to failure to satisfy conditions. I went for new tax regime, but I missed ki standard deduction nahi lena. I still took it. Like if you're doing some mistake, then what it is? Simply you are out of the scheme and go for the old one. Are you getting? If you are not satisfying any of the condition mentioned in 115 BAC, you will again come out of it and you will not be allowed to go in. Following are the consequences for failure to satisfy conditions. On failure to satisfy conditions above in previous year, the option exercised would be invalid. The option exercised would be invalid. Are you all also underlining the clue words as I'm doing? So sometimes, you know, zip, you do the revision and things should be clear. Option exercise would be invalid in respect of assessment year relevant to previous year and subsequent year. Consequently, the other provisions of income tax would apply to person as if option has been exercised for assessment year relevant to that previous year and subsequent assessment year. So you'll come out of it like normal. You cannot again go in. Yeah, now conditions for employee. This is a very nice topic. Isko aise dhyan se suno. Just listen. So now we are very clear. If you're having business income, opt for 115 BAC, then will it affect your advanced tax TDS also in the same way? Answer is yes. If I'm going for 115 BAC decided from 1st April 22, then my payment of advanced tax calculation will also be based on 115 BAC because I'm having business income. Now I'm not going to opt out. What about employees and employer who are going to deduct TDS? Employer is confused whether I should deduct tax as per the old tax rate. You know, TDS katta hai employee ka at the average rate of tax. Whatever is the tax for the whole year, divide by income, divide by 12. Every month TDS is deducted and paid to government by employer. So employer is asking each employee, are you going to pay as per the old? Then I will deduct TDS at that rate, 30% above 10 lakhs. Oh, you're going for the new? Then I'll deduct TDS above 15 lakh, 30%. So this is like a choice given to the employee at the beginning of the financial year. Employer will ask him to fill up a form and give a declaration that please deduct my TDS as per old tax rate. Please deduct my TDS as per the new tax rate. He has to mention who? Employee. And employer will deduct the TDS accordingly. Now, while filing the return, frankly speaking, employee should abide by, you promise that you want your tax to be deducted and paid as per the new regime, and file the return also as per the new regime. Now here emotions. Act में भी कभी-कभी emotions आ जाते हैं. So the department is saying TDS will be deducted as per the form filled up declaration given by employee for 12 months. But while filing the return, can employee change his option? Answer is yes. Employee can change his option. Clear hai ya nahi? So this is all about TDS for employees. They can frame nice questions and ask for this. It's very interesting actually, this part. Just 2 minutes we have completed and then we'll solve some nice questions. Okay. For the purpose of TDS, employee having income other than income under the head profits and gains and intending to opt for concessional rate is required to intimate to deductor being his employer of such intention for each previous year, and deductor shall compute his total income and make TDS thereon in accordance with the provisions. So if intimation is not made by employee, the employer shall take TDS without considering 115 days. Dear employee, you want your tax to be deducted as per new scheme? Give letter. If not, we'll take old scheme. It is also clarified intimation so made to deductor shall only be for the purpose of TDS and cannot be modified during that year. However, intimation would not amount to excising the option. Thoda law ke jaisa hai, but language, but it's very easy. And person shall be required to do so along with return. Thus, option at the time of filing the return could be different from intimation. Intimation means employer will consistently deduct the TDS either as per old or new, as you said in the intimation. But you can make a different option at the time of filing the return. Further, employee who has income under the heads profits and gains of business and profession, also the option for taxation under section 115 BAC once excised for a previous year at the time of filing of return under 139(1) cannot be changed for subsequent previous year. समझ में आ रहा है? Except in certain circumstances. Employee working with me is having business income. Then they need to follow that consistency, and accordingly a person having business income shall intimate to his employer. However, intimation to employer in his case for previous year must not deviate from the option under 115 BAC once excised. So employee, if you are having business income, you cannot change the option. Employee, if you are not having business income, now you opted for new scheme, but you want to file your return as per old scheme, it is allowed. You can go for a different scheme. So this is all about the very first class when I was teaching the tax rates and slab rates, you were like, ma'am, is this new scheme? So lot of inquisitiveness is there to study the new scheme. So this is the new scheme. Repeatedness is required, because some of you may have forgotten what is self-occupied property, how to compute. So I'm giving you the revision videos of all the heads of income. Watch those videos in the weekend. Tomorrow morning, say shuru kar do, salary head dekhna, house property. Watch continuously. Jump nahi karna hai. Videos when you watch, no, watch the revision videos also consistently. Let us revise this and then start the problem. Hmm? Yeah, let me revise now everything from here. Okay, what we have learned until now is alternative tax regime says it's applicable for whom? Dear students, at least I want everyone in the class to respond for the basic conditions. आज की जो स्टोरी है किसके लिए है? Only for individual NHF. No benefit for seniority. Special income, special rate, rebate, surcharge, चलने दो. Okay, let everything go on. Okay, right. Now, what is difference is in the salary head, you will not get the standard deduction. Entertainment allowance, PT. 3 deductions are only there, you will not get the deductions. House property, interest on loan not allowed. Business head, you will not get deductions for scientific research. Sorry, 1 second. Or additional depreciation. Additional depreciation, scientific research, you will not get the deductions. Coming to other source, family pension, you will not get the deductions. You can set off losses other than additional depreciation and business losses related to deductions. Is this clear to all of you? Right. So let us do one problem. Just take down as I am writing, you will surely follow. पहले problem ध्यान से पढ़ते हैं साथ में. A simple one we will take up. This from the CMA, CA materials. Mila ke I've taken the best one. So we are doing problem number 2 right now in your notebook, regular notebook. Booster notebook, do you want just booster notes? Then let me know. I will dictate what I've said orally. Preferably because the portion is vast, no? You look at this. These are all not printed from anywhere. ये जो note है ना, these are all booster notes only. Let us read the problem. Akhil, 35 years, has provided following details relating to income for the previous year. Income from business is 15 lakhs. Income from saving account interest is 12,000. Some of you have just given the exam earlier. You can tell me this type of, because online exam na right to act में भी हमको question paper तो देखने नहीं मिल रहे. So it's by taking the word of all the students I've got to know that they have been asking this. But what level they are asking, that you can share it with me, it will be helpful. Interest on PPF. You all know PPF interest is exempt. Investment in PPF. Up to 1,50,000 you can put in PPF. So kahan deduction milta hai? ATC. But if you go for alternative tax regime, you will not get. You are requested to compute his total income and tax liability and advise whether he should go for alternative tax regime. Anyone in the class sitting right now with laptop watching on Zoom, if you're not having this PDF, take a screenshot of this problem. I'll wait. So that if you have data, you'll be able to work it out very nicely with me. Shall we start? Problem number 2 in your notebook. Here we go. Problem number 2, heading लिख दो. Alternative tax regime. Section 115 BAC. New tax policy. Make particulars and 4 columns. Particulars. Option 1. Normal tax rates. Option 2. Section 115 BAC. Is the screen clear? Can some of you respond? Full 1 page. Make this normal tax rate. Option 1. Inner column, outer column. And 115 BAC. Inner column and outer column. So I have made the 4 amount column. Let us compute the income and let us compute the tax. Shall we start together? हो गया सबका columns बनाना? Yeah. Start with normal income. Income from business. 15 lakhs. Income from other source. SB account interest. 12,000. Please write down all of you. 1 second. 1 second. Hurry, what is happening today? Yeah. PPF interest in inner column we should write. How much you have received? 36,000. It is exempt. PPF interest is completely exempt from tax. Saving account interest is 12,000. Income from business is 15 lakhs. Now, what is your GTI, gross total income? 15 lakh 12,000. Now from gross total income, we will give deductions. Gross total income mein se we will give deductions. Under section 80C PPF, if you put money in PPF, you get a deduction. If you put money in PPF, you get a deduction under section 80C. 1,50,000. Under section 80 TTA, I've made 5 minutes conceptual videos on what is 80 TTA versus 80 TTB. If you are a normal citizen getting saving bank account interest under 80 TTA up to 10,000, ma'am, but he has received 12,000 saving account interest. Still, how much deduction will be allowed? 10,000. So up to 10,000, you get deduction for saving account interest. And if it is a senior citizen above 60 years, then under section 80 TTB, 50,000 you get deduction for saving account and FD interest. Clear to all of you, right? So this is your gross total income. You get a deductions. Now you get total income. Yeah. Tell me. How much you all are getting? You can calculate faster than me. Use the same calculator which you are using in the final exam. How much you all are getting? Total income. 15,12,000 minus 150 PPF deduction minus 80 TTA. How much? Yes. Yeah, keep sending in the chat box. 13,52,000. Please don't sit in the class without calculator. Is this income part clear to all of you? I had made additional column ki kuch presentation ke liye lage par zarat nahi padi. So this right side column is extra. Now continue below that. We will calculate the tax. Normal tax. 13,52,000 income pay normal tax. So first basic exemption 2,50,000 out of 13,52,000. Are you all with me? ये total income खत्म हो गया, अब हम tax calculate कर रहे हैं. It's like solving total income, which is the last class at interlevel, है ना? We do 5 heads, set off, clumping, deductions, TDS. Last way we do computation. Here we are starting with this. Your normal tax till 2,50,000 basic exemption nil. Then on the next 2,50,000, it is 5%, 12,500. Next 5 lakh, it is 20%, 1 lakh. Next 3,52,000 pay 30%. 105600. Anyone in the class is having any doubt? No doubt is silly, dear students. Is the speed of the class fine? You all are able to write it. First 250, nil. Next 250, 5%, 12 lakh, 50,000. Next 5 lakh, 20%, 10 lakh. Next 3,50,000, above 10 lakh, 352, 30%. So what is the total tax? 12,500 plus 1 lakh plus 1 lakh 5,600. 2 lakh 18,100. And on that, no surcharge as income is not exceeding 50 lakhs, but education says to lagega. On tax, you are supposed to pay surcharge 8,724. So what is your final tax payable? This is a normal tax. Everyone must be knowing. Very good, very good. Faster than me. Good. Usha Shri. 226. 824. Can we round it off in the multiples of 10? I taught you in the very first class. Rounded off to 226, 820. 1, 2, 3, 4, ignore. 5 above, take the next digit. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the chat box active. Sab log reply karo. Anyone in the class wants me to scroll up, down, या कोई doubt है तो पूछो. Ask. This was like your normal policy. Now let us go for alternative tax regime. Alternative tax regime. Business income is same, 15,12,000. Saving account interest is same. PPF interest is same, exempt. So there also the tax is 15,12,000. But in alternative tax regime, you don't get any deduction, ATC to ATU, except ATJJ, which is not there here. So what is your total income? 15,12,000. And now this is your first problem, dear students. So keep the rates open. Go back to your previous page where rates are written and you can keep the rates open. Let us calculate the tax. We will calculate the tax here. करें साथ में 15,12,000. So on the basic exemption 2,50,000 nil rate, so nil tax. Now next on the next 250, are you all getting? On the next 250 it is 5%, 12,500. On the next 250, in the new tax rate, it's like 5 to 7,50,000, 10%, 25,000. On the next 2,50,000, 750 to 10 lakh. I'm saying orally, I'm not writing that detail, but 750 to 10 lakhs. Kitna? 750 to 10 lakhs. It is 15%. So on the next 250, it's like slab rates, 15%, 37,500. Now, above 10 lakhs, on the next 2,50,000, 10 lakh to 12 lakh 50,000, 20%. That comes to 50,000. Again, on the next 250, I know I'm writing only 250 because it's same, na? Yahan tak to 10 lakh rupees ho gaye. Till here 10 lakh rupees are over. Here it is 25% of 250. 60 to 500. Again on the next. Have I reached 15 lakhs? 10 lakh and 15 lakhs? On the next 12,000. Now, above 15 lakhs, it's only 12,000 on which? Here above 10 lakhs. Here above 15 lakhs. Only 12,000 is there. So 12,000 into 30% is 3,600. Done. So 12,500 plus 25,000 plus 37,500. Very quick answer. Thank you. Thank you. $191, $100. And on that definitely 4% ESS you have to pay 7,644. So much will not be asked, but I hope this kind of the question can be asked in exam. कितने adjustment रहेंगे इसमें से we don't know, and tax calculation you need to develop that speed. $198,744. And now what is rounded off to? 198,740. So where the tax is less, old one it's 226, dear students. New tax regime it is 198, and Akhil is an individual. These provisions are applicable for individuals and HUFs, right? Okay. So shall we conclude this? He's asking you which option he should do. So write down the conclusion, please. Conclusion. Write down all of you. Akhil should opt for section 115 BAC. Section 115 BAC. Akhil should opt for section 115 BAC. As tax is lower. As tax is lower. Some topics are all calculations. When I do return of income and all nice commenting questions, procedural part we will do. Shall we take one more problem very quickly? Anyone is having any doubt in this? Ask please. I'm revising. Normal income you get deduction, here you don't get deduction. Normal tax rates are different, here tax rates are different. So your beneficial is 198, go for it. Next year, can Akhil change? Answer is yes, he can change next year. Because, no, he cannot change. Really sorry, really sorry. Akhil is having business income, no? So Akhil should decide. Sorry, he's having business income. So Akhil should decide कि business income है 15 lakh, 15 lakh rupees. By mistake, I wrote here. So if he goes for 115 BAC, he should continue. And if he comes out, then he can never opt in because he's having business income. Let us do the next and last question for today. Third one I have added, but business head and all not required. AMT we are doing tomorrow. We'll just do first and second. So I'm picking up this from salary head. Now salary ke liye gratuity, leave salary, all that deductions are allowed. Only what is not allowed, standard deduction, profession tax and all. So now compute the particulars furnished by Mr. X. You are requested to compute the total income. Okay. X is retired at the age of 58 after putting in 25 years and 9 months. Whenever an employee is retiring in between 25 years and 9 months December, take salary only for 9 months. By mistake, if you take for 12 months, gone. He was paid salary 40,000, HRA 10,000. Now, if he's getting house rent allowance and he's paying rent, he can claim a deduction. Now, this deduction you need to revise from the revision video which I have given you for salary head. तो वहां से आपको रिवाइज करना है. अभी I will work it out, you take, and generally at final level they don't go in depth. They give you like salary head income, like that they'll give ready. Retirement, he was paid gratuity. He was not covered by the payment of gratuity. Now, gratuity is the retirement benefit and government limit is there up to 20 lakhs and all, it is exempt. His average salary is given and accumulated leave salary, 15 days. You know, leave salaries on paid days, I mean, say on holiday also you are working. So those leave salaries paid to you when you leave the employment. So per year, half month salary is allowed as leave salary. After retirement, he ventured into textile business and incurred a loss of 80,000. This loss he cannot set off. He invested 115 ppf. Normally you will get a deduction, but here you will not get a deduction. And let me tell you, day one I have told you, I'll be repeating many times, there are 5 heads of income. 1 and 3 are not friends. Business loss can never be set off in the head salary. It's not about alternative tax regime. वैसे ही नहीं set off होता. Business loss cannot be set off under the head salary. So this information is of no use. We'll just write a note and end it. Shall we start it quickly? Yeah, HRA and gratuity calculation I will do. You just take it down because you all have not done it earlier. And then do that sum again at home. किया होगा, काफी लोग ऑफिस में और कर रहे होंगे, बट नॉट मे बी इंटर, अगर अभी अभी पढ़े हैं तो नो प्रॉब्लम. चलो, लेट अस स्टार्ट प्रॉब्लम नंबर 1. वी विल नीड सम वर्किंग नोट्स आल्सो फॉर दिस. So the main calculation, we'll keep it simple, and there are heads of income. So again, computation of income of Mr. X. 4 columns. This is normal tax rates, and this is section 115 BAC. 115 BAC and normal tax, inner column and outer column. Let us start from income from salary. वही है main तो. So first let us write basic salary. Basic salary, how much he is receiving? 40,000 per month. So make it as 40,000 into 9 into 9. If you, ma'am, by mistake I did into 12, then gone. He's retiring in December. So just in the outer column directly I'm writing 360. Here also 360. Basic salary is same. Then you are getting house rent allowance. So house rent allowance, for normally I'll prepare working note 1. Why am I preparing working note 1? Because you are getting a deduction for here. And in the alternative to HRA मिल रहा है आपको 10,000 per month into 9, directly taxable. Are you all with me? Here 10,000 HRA is directly taxable, though he's paying 13,000 rent. Right. So here you will get a deduction. Jiske liye we will do working note 1. We will do it. Working notes, either we can leave the space and do now, or I'm just going on writing. Then he's getting gratuity. Gratuity working note 2 and gratuity deduction is allowed for both. Then you have leave salary. Working note 3. Why am I making working note? Because you need to calculate these leave salary and all. Business losses are not allowed. What you get, you call it as gross salary. From that, standard deduction is allowed here. There it is not allowed. And you get taxable salary. I'm not taking profession tax and all deduction because they didn't give you. Apart from taxable salary, there is no other income. So taxable salary only I'll call gross total income. And here you will give ATC deduction for PPF. You'll not give it there, but here you will give it. 1,50,000. And you will get the total income. And on total income, you have to calculate the tax, which we will do later. Just check if there is any doubt in this format and just make working note 1 for HRA. Okay, all right. We will close this problem in between only because the time is going fast and we had little technical trouble. We started late, no problem. Revise the concept of alternative tax regime and the problem which I did in class. Here deduction will be allowed, there it will not be allowed. Here standard deduction will be allowed there. I will continue this problem from here only tomorrow's class. Okay, right? Make sure you practice this thoroughly and we will continue this tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye all of you. Any doubts are there? Yeah, for the concepts, do watch the videos, no, like ATTTA versus ATTTB. Tax concept playlist is there in YouTube with CA Dipti Chheda. Watch that, will help you to do this revision fast. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Bye-bye.